Welcome back, watch fans. Today we're going to fly into one of my favorite Rolexes ever. We're going to be looking at the Everose Sky-Dweller. Stay tuned. So, originally released in 2012, the Sky-Dweller is one of the pieces that I absolutely fell in love with. The Sky-Dweller is actually going to be a captain's watch. Yes, it's a captain's watch. What that means to you is it's a watch that actually carries a GMT. Now, the most complicated Rolex ever made. This watch gives you features that you do not find in other watches. So we're going to look at some of those features that it does. We're also going to talk you through how to use those features. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the different styles that you can actually use or choose to fit you. I love the fact that now you can actually build your Sky-Dweller or choose your Sky-Dweller based on your personality. One of the originals that I fell in love with myself, and it gave such a difference and a different look for me, is definitely going to be the leather strap. The leather strap, I thought, brought a certain level of class and elegance to the watch that you just couldn't find everywhere else. To actually have that chocolate print on that chocolate strap, I thought was just so relevant to the beauty of the Everose. The Everose is actually going to be a little bit different color than what you would normally find in a rose gold, hence the Everose, as well as the fact that this rose will always stay this color. Rolex actually had perfected the mix where you can actually have a rose gold that does not turn back yellow over time. This is huge. Plus, when you look at the fact that you could have that chocolate elegant strap with a rose, the rose is one of the colors that was originally used in watchmaking. And the purpose of it was that it was harder. So it meant that you had a piece that would actually be a little bit harder. It was going to last longer. It would still scratch about the same, but just the toughness, the durability of the watch. That rose was going to give you that extra touch, that extra strength, and you also had that extra color flare. This particular rose gold, the Everose, is also going to be a different color pigment. So it's made to actually pick up all of the undertones in your skin. That means that your watch is going to give you a piece that really looks good on your skin tone. It really stands out. It gives that extra richness that you'd be looking for in a timepiece that's elegant. Then we actually have one of the most current and newest inventions. We have the Oyster Flex. The Oyster Flex is actually going to be a really well-made heat-treated rubber. This is actually, or you could even say galvanized. They're going to be in the same families. But what Rolex did different were there were two features that stand out from Rolex that no one else does have. If you ever look in the inside, in an Oyster Flex strap, it is actually going to have air pockets built in. Yes, those air pockets are made so that they breathe underneath. It gives you that extra chance for dryness underneath so you don't have that built up moisture that's going to be between the strap and your wrist. I thought that was mind blowing. Absolutely genius. It was something that you just can't dream of thinking of these small nuances that are really going to be needed so that you can wear this watch to the best of its ability, the best of your ability, and the best of comfortability. Not only does it have the air pockets that are built inside, but there's this thin layer of titanium that's actually going to be inside of it. So when you actually turn or move the strap, guess what? It's very hard to break. So it is actually going to be tear resistant. With having a tear resistant watch, it means that I can wear this longer. I can have more fun in it. If I want to do my diving, my swimming, all of my everyday things, but still want to be able to use this for my family too for vacation, I can do it. Perfect watch for traveling. I don't have to pack 2 or 3 different watches, whereas I normally would have maybe my Rolex and then maybe the Tudor, so that when I do go swimming with the kids, I have something fun that I can actually put on for myself too. Or maybe I wear the Breitling and I know that I'm okay with getting this watch wet. Everything is going to be good to go. Well, with the Oyster Flex Sky-Dweller, I can actually do all of those things. It's perfect for the boardroom, but it's also going to be perfect for the swimming pool. And then we'll go to my favorite as well. We'll go to the solid Everose. In all 18 karat, the weight of this watch alone tells you its value and its worth. This watch has a weight that is absolutely undeniable. With the solid gold bracelet, I know that I have a piece that is full luxury that's going to last for a lifetime. The thickness of each link, Rolex did to pure perfection. So we always know that the watch itself is a mono block, which means one stamped block. And having that one stamped block, we know that the case is going to be stronger. But when you make a bracelet that is just as durable as the case, you have made a piece to perfection. For some of the older models, original models for Rolex, over time, the bracelets would actually get some give and take or some wear and tear to them. Even for the older Jubilees, you would actually have it where they would give you flexibility in the bracelet. With the Sky-Dweller, it is so solid, I don't understand how those pins can hold the weight. This watch is absolutely one of the strongest watches that I've ever seen. But when you do it in solid gold and then you can still keep your original look, I feel like you have overachieved in this piece. So now that we've talked about some of the designs, we've talked about some of the choices, just even in Everose alone, remember this watch still does come in stainless steel, as well as steel and gold, as well as the steel with a fluted white gold bezel. You have so many choices that you can actually go back and forth between. So again, I can do the stainless steel with the white gold fluted bezel. I can do the yellow with stainless steel as well. I can do rose gold. I can do yellow gold. I can even do a white gold. This watch gives me so many options. And I think, to me, the Everose is one that just pops. I even love the new dial colors that are going to be released by Rolex. It's 2024. We have so many options to choose from, and we believe in having options to choose from. This is one of those watches in pure luxury that you can definitely do. We have them here at SwissWatchExpo. What really makes this watch stand apart from everyone else is actually how you work the watch. The watch is actually controlled by what's called a command ring bezel. It almost acts as if a stick shift on a car, okay? So you can actually control which gear you are in based on where you turn the bezel. It even has a neutral position. So there's a position that's built on there that no matter where you turn the crown, it's not moving anything. But then I can control the date independently. I can control the month independently. And we got to stop right there at the month. There's actually a month indicator on here. No one thought to say there's 12 hours and there's 12 months. That month indicator actually shows up. It is a red tab that shows or indicates which month it is so you can quickly see it. You know where it is because you're so used to looking at your watch. You know where 6 is, you know where 3 is, you know where 9 is. You can instantly look at that and know where the month is. I thought that was very brilliant to put in that perfect place. You actually have another position that will control the GMT function. So when you're traveling, you can control just the independent hour hand itself as well. That's going to be a big deal because what we want to do is we really do want to make sure we have the current time of where we are, but still have the availability to know what time it is where our family is. So not only is it going to be more advanced than a hand, it's its own wheel in itself. So instead of the hand moving, you actually get your triangle that we're used to. It points to it and tells us this is the tip of time. But the actual whole wheel moves in the inside. How fantastic. There's so many things that we could keep going back and forth over, things that I could tell you about. But this watch is one that is made for the ages. I know it will stand the test of time. I love how well it keeps its value as well. And it's so easy to maintain. I want you to tell us what you think. We do have these here. They are in at SwissWatchExpo. Leave your comments below.